Well, hi folks, before we head out on location and start the tutorial in earnest, I think it's worth talking about what I think is a really compact one-man band shooting kit. Now, I'm not suggesting this is the only camera kit you should use, but what I'm saying is this camera kit here, which may not look like much, can get me out of, I'd say 90% of filming situations. So what have I got here? I've got two lenses. I've got the Canon 17-55 f2.8 IS, that goes in there. I've got the 70-200 f4 Canon, that pops into this case here. I'm using a fader ND, it's a Very ND from Tiffin on the lens to help just give me some extra control of exposure. Audio kit, I've got a shotgun mic and a windsock and a basket here, which in many cases can give me perfectly adequate audio. And if you're running around doing BTS, you can't always mic somebody up. So having a decent gun mic on the camera really can make the difference between getting sound that's usable and sound that's not. I've got a pair of headphones here. Again, these are very, very small, Shure in-ear headphones. And what I like about these is they've got a really, really strong cable on them, because you will at some point walk away from the camera with your headphones plugged in and yank the cable. So that I find to be very, very useful. So that goes in there. Notice how small everything is, and that can pop in on top here. We've got a battery charger for the camera. That can just sit there for a second. We've got a spare battery. That pops in like so. What else have we got? We've got a couple of radio mics. And these are very, very useful for when you want to, and you have the opportunity and the time to plug a radio mic into your subject on set. And they just pop in there like so. Small XLR cable for audio, that can pop in here like so. That charger can go in there. I've got a Z finder here for the C100. Very, very essential, and that just pops on the back of the camera, which when you're filming in bright sunlight means that you can use it like an eyepiece. Absolutely essential piece of gear when shooting with this camera. So that just pops off there, and that sits in like so. Now, this is the camera I'm going to use for this tutorial. It's a Canon C100. I'll leave one battery on the camera. I take the lens off and I remove the handle. So this just pops in like so, and then the handle sits just on top like this thing here. And then the only thing I've got left here is a Carl Zeiss lens cleaning kit. And that all fits in this nice Pelican case, which is a 1510. It's small enough to go as carry-on, and everything fits in nice and neatly. Why is that important? Well, one-man band, you've got to carry everything. So in one hand, you've got this, which also has wheels, so you can carry that and either by the handle or pull it along. Then I've got a slider here, which I can choose to take or not. It might live in the car with me. I don't always take it out on the job, and we'll cover off why in a later chapter. And then finally, we've got the tripod bag. And within this tripod bag, we've got the tripod and we've got a monopod. So, you know, the secret to all of this is about versatility in a small shooting package and having everything you need to hand and not compromising on any of the footage that you can acquire while you're on location. So what we'll do now is we'll take this onto location and start running you through how to use this and when to use it.